In a world of fake news, we bring you up-to-the-minute factual inaccuracy and a heavy dose of moral truth. With your hosts, Kyle Mann and Ethan Nicole. This is the Babylon Bee. Fake news you can trust.
That's good coffee. It comes from the slopes of Mount Vesuvius in Colombia.
Extracted from the fecal droppings of the Revuvius monkey. The blue-tailed macaque.
Flavored with the crushed-up testicles of the cougar. Oh, yeah. Wait, we do that for the subscriber lunch.
Yeah.
You know, you guys don't get an oh, yeah. You got to subscribe to get when we get on the subscriber lounge and we go, oh, yeah. But this is the Babylon Bee podcast, your most trusted news source. I'm Kyle.
I'm Ethan.
And we're journalists or something.
Sure.
Did I ever tell? I think I did tell you. I got put on a journalism panel at some conference. They're like trying to organize everything. Like, they're trying to figure out where they're trying to put me. They're like, "You're with the journalists." No,
we're in the press pass.
You got the press pass and everything. Huh. I did have somebody tell me that if I wanted to get backstage at stuff, I could just apply for a press pass.
So the other journalists that were there, they would see you as the Babylon Bee guy, and like, I guess these were probably right-wing journalists.
Yes,
because
I was a Nazi.
You're
conference.
A darling of the right.
Yeah.
The darling of the alt-right.
It was the annual Adolf Hitler conference. Yes, memorial.
The Hitler Spirit Awards.
Hitler, yeah. We gave the Lifetime Achievement Awards for various things.
Right.
That Hitler would approve of.
Hitlerious comedy of the year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, that's dang funny stuff.
Like that? Dang.
Yeah. And what's funny about the word dang is that I got in trouble for saying it or something.
Yeah, apparently somebody wrote in and said that you can't, they thought that you said another word, which is a highly inappropriate word that rhymes with Sam.
But it starts with a D. Oh, D.
D.
So, okay.
Right. Beavers build them. And so Dan, no wait, was his name Dan? No, he's talking to Dan.
That's Daryl.
This guy named Daryl. You want to read his email or should I?
He said...
Or is it too long?
He said that he was mad that we had the word...
We missed a flower bed.
We didn't censor the D word.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turned out that it was me, and I said dang.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounded not like dang to him.
Mm.
And then he says we need to add that to the list of words that Kyle cannot pronounce.
So let's play the clip real quick.
Let's go to the clip.
Defending him.
I know, every time. Every dang time.
Come on. Okay, yeah, you definitely...
What
that sounded like...
It doesn't sound...
Yeah, that sounded like a Beavers building, like you were talking about. Like you're an engineer at Hoover, building in the Hoover...
Thing.
That
Hoover's build.
Anyway, so this guy said that if we mention this on the podcast, that Kyle can't say dang properly like the average American, then he'll stop freeloading. He's going to pony up and subscribe. So that's what this is all about.
All right, we are going to check Daryl, and we're going to make sure that you subscribe.
Yeah.
Wait, you have to mock me, though. He says you have to mock me.
I have to mock you?
Yeah, he says if you... What does he say? If the bee could add... If you give him a really hard time on behalf of the listeners, that would be great. If they mention it on the podcast that Kyle can't say it, I will stop freeloading.
I think you should try repeatedly to say it, but you get flower bedded every time because you can't say it right.
Flower bed. Flower bed.
Yeah, use it in a sentence. I stubbed my dang toe.
Wait, I'm going to actually stub my toe.
Flower bed.
Okay.
I stubbed my
Flower
toe.
bed.
You stubbed my knee.
Oh, sorry. There's like this big reverb. Kick the table.
Everything is moved. All right, is that enough? Did I mock him enough? I don't know if I mocked him.
Gosh,
flower bed.
I can't stand all these dang hair-ons.
They're coming out of the walls. They're coming out of the gosh
flower
walls.
bed.
Did I?
You could start a movie called Hair-Ons on a Plane.
Hair-Ons on a
flower
plane?
bed.
The dang plane. I'm sick of all these dang hair-ons in this dang plane.
All right, Daryl, we hope that's sufficient. I'm going to keep an eye on the list of subscribers coming in, and I'm going to make sure your name is on there.
Yeah, we're watching it.
So...
And I hope this encourages people to harass us to, beg for their subscription on the show every week. because that's what we want the show to be.
You can write us and just tell us to do anything, and you'll subscribe, and we will do it.
We'll do it.
It's easy, easy sub for us, easy subscription for us. All right, let's do some stuff that's good.
But now, this week's edition of Stuff That's Good.
Today, I'm going to talk about a little-known author named C.S. Lewis. And a book.
Oh, you read him?
Yo, I do.
I didn't know you were into obscure authors.
Oh, yes. You've probably never heard of him. He wrote a little book called The Abolition of Man. It was my first read.
You thought it was about you.
Yeah, and I was disappointed. There was only
You're
one.
outraged. It was a rage read.
Oh, there's only one in on it.
His last name's Man.
That's the joke. And I read it, and it was so good. And I had tried to read it, I think, when I was younger, and I didn't get it. Now reading it, it was so prophetic.
You're still pretty young. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, so are you compared to some dang people.
Dead people.
Dang people.
Those dead dang people.
Certain dang people. Dangle.
Yeah.
It was excellent. He's got so many good points in there. I found myself highlighting every page. Very prophetic. And Diana Glyer talked about it when she was on here. Some of the other people have mentioned it. And some of our other guests have mentioned it, and it was just so good.
Dyer and Glyer.
Like, if I could fund it has this whole thing about science being like
Stupid.
Science being a lie and a hoax.
Yeah.
But but this like rabid belief in science without reason and your soul and emotion kind of all playing into that.
Yeah.
And I want to fund a campaign to like go kidnap Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Okay.
Tie him up.
Sounds like an incitement.
And like force him to read this book.
Okay.
Because
good podcast.
it's what I kept talking. It's what I kept being reminded of. He's talking about like the scientists explain everything, and so they explain nothing.
Yeah.
So like, actually, the stars are not pretty.
Yeah.
They're actually just gas that's burning. Anyway, it was quite good. And if you get a chance, it's a quick read, about 90 pages. Abolition of Man. C.S. Lewis. Help out a starving author today.
Yeah. I was going to mention everybody's talking about it. I watched Run, Hide, Fight. Daily Wire put a movie out.
Was it any good?
I liked it. It was. I'm not gonna like be raving like it was one of the greatest movies of the year. You know, I know that I give it like a 80% if I was around an 80. It was entertaining, and I did have to think about like it is weird. It's like it is taboo to make a movie about it because it's about a school shooting. It is pretty Hollywood-ish as far as like I think it's a little the kids doing the shooting are a little over the top. Villains, but
are they MAGA kids or are they like
no? They're just they're all about celebrity,
like fame. They want the fame.
Yeah. Or the one kid or some of the they all kind of have their own reasons.
There's multiple shooters.
Yeah, it's kind of a group of kids that kind of coordinates. That's the main thing.
Does that happen?
Unbelievable about it is like
that usually doesn't happen.
It's usually that's only happened a few times where
like the couple of Columbine kids.
Yeah, Columbine. But. It brings up interesting stuff about the way we react to shootings and the way the media is about it and stuff like that. But overall, I think the main thing I want to promote is that I really enjoyed the interview with Dallas Saunier on Ben Shapiro's election special. The main thing I'm excited about is that Daily Wire and conservatives are like wanting to make entertainment that's just good and that's not preachy. We're kind of tired of the preachy entertainment and just want to make good entertainment. And I'm a big fan of the stuff that Dallas has made, his other movies, which are insanely violent, warning, but Brawl in Cell Block 99, awesome movie. Dragged Across Concrete, Bone Tomahawk, all insanely violent, but great movies in my opinion. Anyway, so I got a little like revved up and jazzed up by that interview with Ben Shapiro. I was excited by it.
Awesome.
So I'm hoping more creatives, especially ones that are hiding, working in Hollywood, kind of come out of the shadows, and more of the stuff's happening. I like the direction.
All right. Well, that's some dang good stuff. Let's go on to Weird News.
This has been Stuff That's Good.
This news is weird.
All right. So apparently there's a new wristband called the Mood Beam that tells your boss if you are unhappy.
Does your boss make you wear a wristband? Like, where do you work?
Is this because of the remote working? Like everybody's...
Oh, yeah, because you don't work in an office
like,
now,
so
right?
they don't know it. Like, you can't walk through the office and be
so then they got to be like, hey, can you put your wrist in the shot?
Well, I assume it's like wireless, right? Like, it can transmit. Is that the creepy part? It can be like...
that's even creepier.
Like you're like feeling a little down today.
So it's a wearable technology. It doesn't monitor your physical health. It allows your employer to track your emotional state. It's supposed to be like they get an alert. Like if at 3 a.m. you're having a nervous breakdown, they're like, uh-oh, we're overworking Jerry.
Yeah.
Dial back.
I think with how a lot of
what's the point?
the way a lot of workers feel and a lot of companies are run, they would just all be going off all the time, right? Like you probably have to set the threshold pretty high to hit. Like until you're having a heart attack, don't send the boss an alert. Otherwise, they're just constantly going to be getting alerts.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't understand it.
Can you make this for wives?
Too far. I just want to say for the record that my wife is a lovely woman, very emotionally well adjusted.
You just can't tell if she's happy or not. You just look at the wrist and you're like, oh, she's good.
Isn't this a Reliant K song?
Is it?
Let's get emotional girls to all wear mood rings.
Is that a joke?
It's a Reliant K song.
Is it real?
That's a lyric from Reliant K.
Mood ring. Oh, mood beam.
It's mood rings. Remember the old
Those
mood
rings
They didn't actually do anything.
Yeah. I would immediately quit a job if my boss wanted me to wear a mood bracelet. That feels invasive.
I'm surprised Reliant K hasn't been canceled for this song. I just looked up the lyrics and it's like, yeah, talking about how girls are all emotional. And
He's tongue in cheek. I
just want to separate myself, distance myself from Reliant K right here.
Okay. Joe Exotic had a limo parked outside his prison along with hair, makeup, and wardrobe people on standby, just in case Trump pardoned him. Never happened.
Womp womp. Sad. Not good.
Did he also have a row of husbands awaiting his return?
They're all standing there. Are they all wearing tuxes in the rows? And they're like,
all in a row. Ready to do like a song and dance.
What a thing that was, man.
Bizarre.
Tiger King. That was almost a year ago now.
Yeah.
The Tiger King came out.
Ushered in the coronavirus.
The entire world was just watching this Tiger King documentary. So there's a lot of husbands standing out there. But Joe didn't make the pardon list, though.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't make the pardon list. I was hoping for Assange and Snowden and Ulbricht and all these.
Yeah, Ulbricht. Yeah.
Sad.
Lil Wayne.
He pardoned like 150 rappers or something.
Yeah, a bunch of rappers. And he just likes to like put in people's face, oh yeah, I'm racist, huh? Boom.
What about these rappers?
Yeah. Pardon rappers. I love rap. So yeah, Joe Exotic could last be heard screaming, Paskin!
What's the thought process here? Like is this trying to force Trump's hand? Like make this big spectacle? Like there's a limo outside and
I don't know. It's probably just like,
I mean, he's kind of a flamboyant guy, so
he's flamboyant, and he's also he's the type of guy who thinks the world revolves around him, and probably he thinks that Trump's thinking about him probably a lot more than Trump actually is.
Yeah.
So in his mind, he's thinking, "Oh, pardons, I'm an obvious top 10," because even the average person would think like, "Oh, he could be up there, maybe." I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not.
A big name just because of the Netflix thing. I don't know. Yeah. Whatever.
It does seem. I believe we live in a reality where it could happen that Donald Trump would pardon Joe Exotic from prison. It just sounds plausible in this day and age.
Yeah, that sounds like something that would happen.
Yeah.
A California man was arrested Saturday and accused of hiding in a restricted area of Chicago's O'Hare International Airport for 3 months.
3 months.
So what was he doing?
Was he in trouble at home? What's going on?
He told police that COVID-19 had rendered him too scared to travel home to California. So instead, he's just hidden in the airport.
Just eating food from strangers.
Well, food provided by strangers. Was he just begging for food around the airport?
Hey, you gonna eat that pretzel? You need the rest of that pretzel? Yeah, is there a lot of spare food? Because it was like, I spent $19 on this giant pretzel. I'm eating the whole thing.
I know.
I don't waste food at the airport ever.
Yeah, $29 prepackaged sandwich or whatever. Yeah.
It's also the worst place to hide from COVID. Like it's like Grand Central Station for airborne viruses.
So I'm going to be in an airport.
Yeah, airport.
A super busy airport.
People are coming
like
in from all over the world, breathing and sneezing and touching you. Yeah, he could have just gotten lost in the airport. I get lost in airports all the time. Just like birds.
Birds.
You ever been in an airport? There's like birds stuck in there and they don't know how they got in there.
Never
noticed that?
Not that I have noticed.
Really? I watch them when I wait for planes. I'm like, oh, there's a bird.
Ethan's sitting there standing.
He doesn't know how he got in here. He can't get out.
I've just never noticed.
Because there's all these windows up there,
Yeah,
so they
makes
keep
sense.
trying to get out, and they're like, "What has happened?"
It makes sense to me. I've
Yeah.
never noticed. I'm not saying you're wrong. Just
Stephen.
never noticed.
Stephen Thomas of San Francisco says he has made peace with forgetting his Bitcoin password that would turn him into a multimillionaire. So I don't even know how this works. If you buy a bunch of Bitcoin and you have a password, how does that work? Is this what he did? Like you put the money
So
on?
it's locked on a hard drive.
Right.
So he's got the Bitcoin on a hard
And he
drive.
has 10 chances to get it right, or then the hard drive erases all the data.
Oh. This make a good movie.
Yeah, this is like a huge self-own.
Yeah. What's a cell phone?
$220 million.
Like, and it's right there. It's
right there.
It
He just has
exists
to guess.
in front of you.
Yeah.
If you can remember.
And he's gone through all his main passwords.
So he's sitting there like,
He probably was like, I'm going to do a weird variation here.
Jesus 1.
Yeah.
No. Jesus
J0
1 with a capital J.
HN 316.
Every like church that I've ever like worked at or helped out with, the password on the computer was always Jesus. It's Jesus 1 or like Jesus
Yeah.
something. Jesus saves, stuff like that. So if you ever want to break into a church computer, just type in Jesus. Oh man.
Sorry for that guy. In a movie, if he was in a movie though, because you were talking about it'd be a good movie.
Yeah, right.
This is where he'd call on his like hilarious Asian hacker friend.
Oh, he's a comic relief character.
Yeah, and he would like go to this thing, the power glove on, and he'd like figure out like he'd crack the password,
They constantly pushing his
And then they'd
glasses
be
up on
rich.
his nose.
and the mafia would be coming after them to get the hard drive. That'd be the MacGuffin, the hard drive,
It'd be like a buddy
coming
comedy,
after him.
buddy comedy road chase thing.
Yeah,
Maybe.
It'd be a
Let's
good
write the movie.
Let's
do
write it.
Let's write it.
Hard drive.
So how do you guys always time this out to where I end up reading the Guinness World Record?
It's called Calvinism. Predestination.
I will accept that and read this stoically. A new Guinness World Record. Musician plays box drum for over 25 hours for new Guinness record.
Box drum?
So what is it, like a cajon?
Is it a box?
It's a cajon.
A cajon.
Yeah. You know,
Okay.
those are the hipster churches. There's always a guy on the box that's like, bah,
Yeah. It's just a box.
it's a box. Cajon
give it a
in
fancy
Spanish
name.
means
It means box.
box. I lived in
okay.
El Cajon in San
That
Diego.
means the box?
It means the box because
Wow.
it's in a valley that's surrounded by mountains, and so it
So-
looks like a box.
So they're like, when like they're hanging out in Mexico and they're having a meeting about like how to work towards better marketing, they're like, we got to think out the cajon.
We gotta think outside the cajon.
Yeah.
What's outside in Spanish? The fuerte or something?
Fuerte?
No,
Fuerte's strong, right? Or is that? No.
Fuente,
Fuente?
something like that.
Fuerte. That's fire, no? I don't know. I'm not good at Spanish.
Outside the box.
I-
Fuera de la caja.
Fuera. I don't know why I'm doing this voice.
Why did we get here? How did we arrive here?
You know, he also won a secondary award, worst and most annoying roommate ever.
I'm gonna do a little da-dum-ch for you on the cajon. Boom.
Ba-dun-dun.
It would be like boom.
Can you imagine? He's hitting a box for 25 hours. That's
Some
mental.
churches have to be close to that record though.
Yeah,
Some of those worships
in one song.
Yeah, I think Hillsong's pretty close.
Yeah. Amazon removes distasteful coronavirus masks from sale.
So why are they distasteful?
So they are made in China and they look like
like
the movie Critters. Have you seen the movie Critters?
it looks like, was it Hellraiser with like all the
Well, the
pinhead
first
guy
one,
with
there's two pictures here. First one definitely looks like Critters. Like we need to AB those.
Heckraiser, sorry.
The second one looks like Kidney Bean Face. Yeah, that one's crazy. It's like a snake with a face made of hot dogs
So it's distasteful because
and candy corn.
it's distasteful because the virus has killed a lot of people. I guess
You just don't joke about it
you don't joke about that.
until later, I guess.
So these will be okay in like 50 years.
I don't know.
I don't know what the statute of limitations is.
I don't know.
But don't you dress up like as crazy mass murderers for Halloween? Isn't that the whole
Yeah.
like? This would
But
be.
there's some you don't, right? Well, no, a lot of people do Hitler, I guess.
I've
frowned upon now.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone dress up as Hitler
Ever seen
for
Hitler?
Halloween.
No, there's people do Hitler.
But you lived
It's
in
not
like
popular.
You lived in like grew up in like a small white town, right? So you probably saw it a
No,
lot.
I'm thinking like Portland, but they think they can do it because they're woke enough they can joke about.
They're joking.
I don't.
Okay, well, you know.
I can't.
Well,
I
if you
can't
want-
think of an exact time. I just think I can think of. I find it plausible. It was a different time. Anyway.
All right, well.
Shame on you, Amazon, for
Shame
selling
on you.
coronavirus monster masks.
Sad.
Disgusting.
All right, let's do some stories of the week.
Every week, there are stories. These are some of them.
Local man Carl Langler argued that Skynet is a private company and can do what they want. He made this argument as a Terminator T-800 curb stomped him and then vaporized him with a plasma rifle. Listen, man, I hear people actually complaining that this is somehow a human rights violation. Oh. But only the government can violate your First Amendment rights. Skynet is the creation of Cyberdyne Systems. It's private, man. They have the freedom to do whatever they want with their own platform.
Subject terminated. They say that? I don't know. They talk, the skeleton ones?
The ones that aren't like Arnold.
They don't have lips.
Yeah.
But robots don't need lips.
That's the weirdest thing about robots. Like they make them look like a human and they actually have to see out of right here.
They don't really need all that, right?
No, they don't. That's true because they're not real people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Well.
So yeah. We've heard a lot of this.
Cyberdyne Systems are private.
Yeah, they're a private company. They can do whatever they want.
Just build your own artificial intelligence network.
Yeah. You don't like Skynet, build your own Skynet.
Go build your own.
Right.
Man. Bro.
Yeah, quit complaining. It's just the free market, man.
It's a free market. It's crushing your stupid face with a robot. Man. It's a free market acting. So this is big tech censorship stuff, man.
Yeah.
No, I can't get out of the guy's voice.
I know, I can't get out of it.
Man, it's like big tech censorship, bro. I like how the script is like flipped and then I like it when all these issues happen. Like
trying to figure out because that's also
that's my argument, man.
Yeah, wait a minute.
You're taking my argument away. Like whenever these things flip, it's like there's a ceremonial exchanging of the scripts between
is it a facetious
Democrats and Republicans.
Are they being like, oh, well, free market? Then make your own because that's what you want. You want the free market.
I guess maybe they're trying to use your own idea against you or something.
Are they?
Maybe.
I can't tell.
It's like, hey, First Amendment doesn't protect your rights against it. And I guess that's the real issue here is that now when big tech is in league with government and President Biden, hail to the President Biden. He's now the president. A few hours ago, we're recording it here. And when he can just call up Twitter and be like, I don't like those guys.
Yeah.
Ban them. And then Twitter can do it. Now they just have this plausible deniability.
Right.
Yeah,
I was just remembering that the way they like blocked a story about Biden. It was just it's so weird still to think that happened.
Yeah, like Twitter crashed.
Yeah, Twitter crashed.
Shut down their servers because everybody was sharing that story.
Everybody's sharing a story about Biden that made him look bad.
Hunter Biden, yeah.
And then they act like it was a national emergency and they had to take it upon themselves. And that's so weird.
And they were instantly publishing all these counter articles that were allowed to go up, saying, "Oh, this has all the hallmarks of Russian disinformation."
There's been a lot of weird actions by Twitter and people like big tech to really feed the conspiracy theorists a lot. I mean, if I was into conspiracy theory, I would have cranked it up like way high this year, right? All the voter stuff. There's just all this stuff.
Yeah. I think
they're not doing themselves any favors.
Didn't we publish a Babylon article like that? Like, guy wouldn't have believed there was election fraud if every time he didn't log into Facebook there wasn't a message that popped up that said like, "Hey, by the way, you don't believe there's election fraud, do you?" And I'm like,
yeah,
I guess. I
know. Seriously, even I think that I started doubting the election more because of that.
I was like, okay, there's some weird stuff, but whatever. And then
because it wasn't at all even trying to be convincing. It was like acting like. You are the people. We are the Twitter. We will tell you what to believe. And it's just because if you click on it and read what it is, it's just this blanket thing that
actually
it is generally accepted that anybody who disagrees
experts
is incorrect.
Have said.
Experts in general have said, yeah.
Did we make this joke on here before about like Jack Dorsey falls down a well or something, like the little message that pops up like Jack Dorsey has not fallen down a well.
It backfires on him?
Well, just like there's some message like they're protesting too much and you're like, wait, what? Like they just put really weird messages. Maybe we didn't make this joke because
maybe Jack Dorsey, like anytime he makes even the most minute mistake,
Yeah, but
He can post that up on all of Twitter and be like, Jack Dorsey did not accidentally walk out of the bathroom with a zipper down today.
yeah, and everybody
That is
you
highly
log on
disputed.
and you're like, oh okay. That's what I'm thinking. That's the joke. That's what I was trying to go for here. So what about the Christian bakers that didn't want to bake the cakes? Are they private, or is that not a thing anymore?
Yeah, what about them?
What about them, huh?
Yeah.
Man. Private company, man.
Though you could literally go across the street and to a different bakery.
guess that's the difference,
if you
right?
wanted to.
We go to Parlor, man.
Yeah, go to Parlor. Crunch! Parlor just got stomped.
Build your own servers, bro. Build your own giant
your
computer farm servers.
Yeah. Though I don't think they really want that.
They don't want that.
They don't want conservatives to have Amazon and Twitter
Yeah,
and
like
Facebook.
build your own. You build it, and they're like, whoa, we didn't mean that.
This is
Did
why the
not
free
do
market's
that.
horrible. Yeah.
Science.
All right. Next story.
I just wanted to yell science.
Okay. Democrat-run states are now calling on the nation to follow the
Science.
by doing what Florida did back in May. Don't do lockdowns.
So like right before the inauguration,
So right here, like, you know what?
it was like they all got together in their Starbucks or wherever
Yeah.
the Democrat leadership
They're all
meets or
the
whatever.
coffee bean and tea leaf
You know,
kicking back.
Biden's about to become president. The economy's going to look really bad if his policies kick in and everything's still locked down. It's time to open up.
Yeah.
We got Trump out of office. It's time.
You're like, I'm looking at the science and it's looking a little different.
Yeah.
The science is it's a different science than it was during Trump. It's more or less Trump science. It's a different science. And yeah, so they're following what Republican states like Texas, Florida, and South Dakota, Dakota did months ago.
The weird thing is that now the pandemic, if you look at the official numbers, or I don't even know, but right now it's like the hugest spike of both cases and deaths.
Right.
And if you're going to say that it's if there was a time to open up, Florida made more sense to do it back in May than it does to do it now. And you're like, now it's absolutely the worst. Now we open up, and it's like what? It's so obvious.
It feels like the thought is if we lock down 20%, that will prevent 20% of coronavirus deaths. If we lock down, it's almost like if you lock down 100%. But I don't think it works like that with the virus. Like,
Yeah.
if it's out there, it's out there. You can't just
Unless you're going to literally have everybody completely isolated in their homes
You need Cyberdyne Systems T800s
to
all over the place
to deliver the food.
and to stomp anybody's
And to curb
skull
stomp
if they
people.
come out of their house.
And this also means you're not having people
And immediately
actually.
cover it with a mask.
This also means you're not actually having people producing any food because you can't
The
have
robots can.
Yeah, if you would have to have a big system of robots.
Yeah.
Because
We need
unless you're going to go
robots
100%,
for everything, we need robots.
you can't half donkey this.
You can't have donkey.
You've got to full donkey. Mm-hmm. If you full donkey, it'll work,
Right.
but you can't half donkey it. And there's no way to do it unless you're willing to like weld people into their apartments.
And some have done that.
Some very respectable countries have done that,
Right.
like China.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm not knocking China.
I'm not knocking China. We just want to say for the record that we are huge fans of China.
huge fans.
And please don't
I love
delete our
wontons.
YouTube channel. And wontons are amazing. Cream cheese wonton? Crab wonton.
That's called a crab puff.
Oh,
Sir.
what is a wonton? What's
That is the material that creates a crab puff.
like the outside part?
Yeah, the square. And you fold the square over the
And it
crab
has the little.
and it becomes a crab puff. A wonton is it's almost like,
It's like a fried. It's a tortilla.
It's the Chinese
Tortilla.
version of chips and salsa, I think, is you take the wonton, dip it in the sweet and sour. But that's an American.
do like that.
Yeah.
I do like that.
It's fried
So the ontological
Bread.
definition of a wonton is
fried
bread.
square
Okay.
thing. I don't know what it's made of. Thin sheet of elasticy bready stuff that you fry.
.com. What's like Newsom gonna do?
I know. Do you think he's going to be on board when they're having their big get together?
You
Like,
imagine, like-
guys, let's just back off on this. Let's stop. And then he's like, God, but come on, guys. I love chaining people's restaurants closed.
Dude, he loves that he's like. I didn't even
loves
realize
it.
when he got voted in. When Newsom got voted in back in 2018, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even like know anything about him, or I didn't even really realize the governor changed. Because think about the governor. Who cares? I'm living my life.
Yeah.
And now we think about him every day, and he loves that.
Yeah. I mentioned like prancing down the street, like with like a huge armload of bike locks, and he's just dancing to every door, just doing a little pirouette. Being governor was great.
being governor. It's great.
Quick stop by the hair gel store.
Did I tell you about my experience in Michigan? So we went
Yeah, you just went to
week.
Michigan.
We tried to go to a restaurant at night, and there was a giant banner on the door, and it said, closed due to big bold letters, illegal activities by order of Governor Whitmer.
It says by order of Governor Whitmer.
On the thing.
Gosh, that sounds like something out of like RoboCop. That sounds freaky to me.
It's the fifth Harry Potter movie. That's the only reference we millennials can.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, next story,
Yeah.
I picked that up in Michigan. They say A, but not really. That's Canada.
It's right over the river.
That's so close. I mean,
Yeah, you can see it.
you can see it.
See it from your house.
Yeah. But you can't go outside. Just
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Local Republican man Edward Chastney admitted Wednesday that he's starting to worry Trump might not actually pull off a last-minute 4D chess move to win the election. It's not looking good. Like he was
Don't lose hope.
So these people like hold out hope to like
What
the
a
last.
coward.
They're watching the clock like get up to noon or whenever Biden was inaugurated, like 11:15 or whatever. They're like watching, and then here it comes.
They're watching like
Here it comes.
yeah, they're waiting for like see if there's like a giant box somewhere on stage that Trump might pop out of. Like, yeah, or a giant cake.
Yeah. Or like the cup of water starts to ripple like in Jurassic Park, and he comes up in his mech.
Yeah, or like a rocket pack that comes flying in like Green Goblin at that parade.
Yeah. And he's soaring in.
Biden.
Something like that.
It's possible that he's not pulling off a 4D chess move, which is part of his 5D chess strategy.
Oh, this is all part of the plan.
Could be at the end of Biden's presidency, he rips off them. He's like, I was Trump all along. Biden died long ago. Face off.
So maybe the strategy is to win in 2024. I'm going to give this one up so I can come back and win in 2024. I don't know. What happened? What happened to the Kraken?
The Kraken.
They kept saying they were going to release the Kraken. What was the
Maybe
Kraken?
the Kraken is not that, it's kind of like if you saw a real Bigfoot, it probably wouldn't be as crazy as you think Bigfoot in your mind. It looks, it's just kind of a monkey. Maybe the Kraken was just kind of like, it's just like a little bit more than a squid. It's just not that.
It's not that interesting.
It's not that big of a deal. So it maybe already happened and we were looking for something bigger.
It's true.
The Kraken was released. It just swam off into the ocean.
Well,
I don't know. Does my analogy work?
I think so.
Maybe she was just, she had just had like a huge like Mexican meal. And she was just making a joke.
And then she had to, everybody, and then the Q and
ripped off a big one right there.
she goes, I'm going to release the Kraken, just you wait. And she walks off, and QAnon latches onto it, and then she's stuck. And she's like, yeah, the Kraken's coming, I guess.
Stupid. And I laugh as hard at a fart joke of my own.
You're turning red.
I know. I'm crying.
So who wrote this? My friend posted this picture the other day.
Yeah, I found this.
So
my
this
friend,
is you?
I think he took this picture.
Because this is Keep America Great.
Yeah,
Trump
they got a whole like 4 foot by 8 foot piece of plywood out and put these. It's not over. Trump won and reckoning is coming. The mainstream media, Facebook, Twitter, and Google are censorship at its finest.
Oh, that's true.
Don't be sheep. You have been lied to by the media for years. They created the hatred.
Kind of true.
Kind of true. Yeah, I'm saying it's
No trespassing.
Untrue.
We don't call 911.
This represents the guy who I think is waiting for that 4D chess move.
Okay. He's also got a picture of a revolver.
Mm-hmm.
We don't call 911. Oh, I just
You're on
ruined the-
camera, and there's a camera on the board.
Oh wow!
A little camera glued to it, or something.
Does it like
is that on?
does it have motion? Like you walk by and it goes and takes a picture, or
I
like
don't
turns
know.
the video on. Like
That's
there's a higher
Patriot
tech
acting.
way to do that
Yeah. Well, it's a higher tech way to do most of what's going on in this.
than like taping a cool Pix camera onto your game.
or just get like print shop or something.
All right, well, the Kraken's coming.
Here it's still coming. We still have time, right? I don't know.
We had Mediterranean food for lunch, so
Yeah.
Kraken's coming.
Here comes the Kraken.
Oh boy! All right, let's go on to our topic of the week.
And now, the Babylon Bees topic of the week.
Ethan, how you holding up?
It's been hard.
It's been tough.
I don't know how I'm going to survive 4 years under this illegitimate presidency.
Yeah, not my president.
Not mine. Not even a little bit.
Not even a
Not even a half donkey.
Not even a jot or tittle.
Not one jot.
Neither of his tittles is my president.
Neither of his jots are mine.
Well, guys, it can be tough to live in a country where you don't like the president.
Very hard.
You have to remember to do a lot of self-care.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% sure what self-care is, but I think it's like getting massages and stuff. Maybe.
Yeah, buying like a Frappuccino.
Like self-care, that's self-care.
Yeah. I don't know. Cultivate good mental health practices. We know it's going to be a long, dark 4 years. Every waking moment will be nightmare because, you don't like the president.
Yeah, and you have to think about him all the time.
Yeah.
So he's going to live rent-free in your head.
And what do we do?
For the next 4 years.
Like, I don't know, like, where to look for, what do you do when you're going through that?
Yeah. Well,
has it been tried?
Well, luckily, our political friends on the left have been going through this for the past 4 years. So we have a model to look to for what we should do to cope.
Right. They've handled it with grace, class. I mean, it's really like the embodiment of how to handle living in that kind of situation.
Yeah.
With just like really respectably.
Yeah. They lost a lot of political battles over the last 4 years, but at least they kept their dignity.
Yeah. Amen. And so we'll look back on that and hopefully we can glean some wisdom for how to do this 4 years of hell we're in for.
So we talked to a bunch of leftists and we examined footage extensively from the past 4 years. And we found 15 ways that you can cope when you don't like the president.
Perfect.
So let's go through these.
Put on a neon vest and shriek at the sky.
Do you want to do that with me right now?
Sure. What do you scream?
No. We had like a...
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Is that good?
How's that feel?
I think you need to like breathe more first and you gotta... I don't want to do it again.
Oh, okay.
People probably shut the podcast off after that.
We rely on our sound editors. You could accuse the president of colluding with a foreign adversary with no evidence, while you yourself are sleeping with a Chinese spy.
Oh, I've never tried sleeping with a Chinese spy.
Oh.
I don't even know. There's probably like a dating app for that. You could impeach him at least 3 times, even on the final week of his presidency. Hey, why not go for 4?
Just impeach all the time.
Yeah. Impeach.
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 Right.
That was the 4th.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we gotta go 4. Riot in every major city. Set fires and loot for weeks on end for like 6 months. But whatever you do, do not riot at the Capitol.
Right. You got to, I mean, there's a line you have to draw somewhere when you're belligerently
right up to that line. You can blow up the local pizzeria. You can burn down low-income housing. Steal a Lego set from Target.
Yeah.
Take a cheesecake if you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
Don't riot at the Capitol.
Don't mess with the freaking Capitol.
That's right.
You never go full rioter.
Never go full Buffalo guy.
Never go full rioter.
Yeah.
No. Riot. No, make every late night joke some variation of "Your president bad."
We need to start a bunch of conservative late night shows now.
Yeah.
And just have each of them every night, all night.
Yep.
Just be like, what it would be old man bad, I guess?
Old man bad.
Old man bad.
His face is all tight. It's so tight on his head.
Tight face, man.
I do imagine that Biden walks. This could be one of their jokes. His face is like all kind of like hanging like these weird curtains, like
jowls.
Like a Shar-Pei.
Those
Have you seen
jowls?
those dogs? A Shar-Pei dog?
Sure.
And then and right before he goes on stage, it's time to go on stage. Get him on. They're like hitting him with his medicine shots, and then they like tie this neck back. They get a big clamp, and it's like, and then he just goes up. Hey, everybody.
I do notice he gets every word out with like maximum effort.
Yeah.
Like he's just trying to hold it together.
And when he raises his arm, you think there might be a wire there raising it up. You can't tell.
It's scary. You pause it.
Yeah.
There it is.
Wait a minute.
There's
That's
the
like
wire.
the way the presidents at the Disneyland move.
You could have all comedians stop doing comedy.
Completely.
And instead spend every waking minute tweeting at the president with some sort of expletive-laden Braveheart speech.
I like it.
Yeah. We need to get big authors in on this too, like get Stephen King or somebody Like, just write
he's
like
good.
Like just write like
His novels are okay.
like just
but
write
his tweets-
like super popular novels.
right.
Great narratives, great story, great characters, and then get on Twitter.
Get off all that.
And then get on Twitter and just be like, "Oh, you got a dumb president, man."
Yeah, what was the one he said to Trump, which was brilliant? Or he said about Thanksgiving.
Oh, more like Thanksgraving.
Yeah. That's brilliant. Man. Poignant.
Compelling and rich.
You can immediately assume half the country is secretly Nazis. It's always because you just have to you have to put things into perspective.
Yep.
So that there's more comfort in your life, safety. So you just need to put in your head everybody you see at Walmart.
Yeah.
Count them out. Maybe there's like 38. So like about 24 of those people. Wait, bad math. I can't do math. 15, 16, 17. I don't know. A little under 20 of those people are Nazis secretly. I'm bad at math.
And what's great about this technique is it's really good for your mental health.
Right. Because it's called like Nazi vision therapy.
Yeah. It's accepted. I mean, Freud came up with it. When dining out, scream at all the other diners that we now live under a dictator. In between bites.
Between every bite.
So you take the bite.
Dictator, he's a dictator.
Well, hang on. You take the bite, then you put your mask back on.
Mask.
Then you scream it.
Yeah, so it's mask on.
So it's bite, mask.
Bite, mask off, bite, scream.
Oh, no, you can't scream. You have to put the mask on. And you have to scream quieter than you speak.
Scream quieter than you speak.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm losing my place here. It's all highlighted. It's messing me up. Where am I? Oh, yeah. Okay. You'll edit that out. Make 12 months worth of hormonal birth control at once. And what?
You got to say take.
Outtakes. We got outtakes, right?
Outtakes.
Take 12 months of work. I still don't even get this one. Take 12 months worth.
Did you write this?
No.
Oh.
I think this was Joel Berry. Take 12 months worth of hormonal birth control at once and scream into your camera.
More screaming.
More screaming. You have to get the hormones will help you.
Oh, this is the TikTok, like scream into your. So you need to be driving and.
Oh, should be in your car? Your parents' car?
Yeah. But while you're driving and you scream.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, yeah, I remember her.
It's like there's multiple. There's a bunch of people that were doing screaming on TikTok.
Just more screaming.
You can get a permanent face mask and stay 6 feet away at all times printed on it.
So it's like sewn on your face?
Yeah. Surgical.
Perfect. You could also just sew your eyes shut. Because that will help you not have to stare at a world with this horrible president in it.
Do you really want to be able to see?
Yeah. Who needs
in a world where Joe Biden is president?
Disgusting. Keep all of your friends and family that agree with you close enough to hear the echo in the room.
Echo chamber.
It's echo chamber joke.
Well, I know that, but I was trying to imagine how it worked out.
Get a chamber in your house that has an echo, and it's very echoey.
And you get all together.
Go in there.
And you can all scream at the sky together.
And you're like, this, press,
Make sure to do a deep dive into every actor and musician's Twitter history to make sure they align perfectly with your views. And if not, cancel them.
Lead the charge.
Well, I want to expand this too. This isn't necessarily just for actors and musicians. This is
bakers,
Target cashiers.
Target cashiers, that's true.
Greeters at Walmart.
School janitors.
Shuckers.
Like oyster shuckers?
Yeah. I just watched the Curb Your Enthusiasm episode with the shucker. I thought it was a good obscure reference.
I like shuckers.
I don't even know what a shucker is. I've learned it
Get
from
it out of the shell.
I don't know that was like a profession.
You also shuck corn.
Well, I knew that, and so I thought it was about corn. And yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Shucks.
It's your turn.
Don't forget to embrace diversity, as long as everyone still sees things exactly as you do. So, right.
Keep the news on 24 hours a day. Never leave the house. Always be on Twitter. Always be on your phone. Make sure you know everything the president is doing at all times. Don't let that man drink a milkshake without you knowing about it.
Not one drop.
Not one drop. That will be our rallying cry for the next 4 years.
It's really important that anytime he tweets, you reply to that tweet.
Yeah. You could actually make a whole career out of it.
Right.
You're going to be in trouble in 4 years if he's out of office. Mm-hmm. But for that 4 years, you'll have a really steady
It's a good investment, though.
Yeah. I like the reply guys.
Yeah, the reply guys. You just look down their whole, that's their life.
There they are. Same guys.
I'm sure Biden will have some of those.
There'll be reply guys.
Oh, yeah, there'll be reply guys.
No, but I don't think it will be the same.
It won't be like people who have like degrees and like who are respected leaders of things.
Yeah, that are just constantly
It'll be a guy in a trailer somewhere in like Kentucky, but like it won't be, respected Harvard alumni. I don't know. So finally, weep uncontrollably until 2024.
This is probably the best tip of all, and it really sums them all up. Whenever you're carrying out one of the other tips,
yeah, they all go together.
You're weeping the whole time.
This is synergistic. It all works in harmony.
In mysterious ways. Yeah. Let politics control your life. That's the key here.
Right.
You want politics to control you every waking moment. You'd never want to think about anything other than the fact that Joe Biden...
They took it from you. Your first vote ever, and they took it from you. I'm sorry, Kyle.
My first vote was a failure.
Conservatives, we didn't do the one joke about a safe space. Or is that our second joke?
Safe space. I've never
safe space.
I've never counted that as one of the.
Oh, really? What are the two jokes?
It is the
identifies
as an attack helicopter or whatever. Fill in the blank. The second one is, did you just assume my gender?
Oh, okay.
But yeah, there are more than two conservative jokes. That's just the stereotypical two.
Right. Yeah, we didn't do anything about having coloring books in your safe space or anything.
Assure yourself that Trump has identified as president. There's a joke.
There you go.
Identify as having Trump as your president. Okay, hate mail.
I really miss Adam Ford.
So what did we talk about with Arminian? When did we talk about Arminian? Oh, when we did the thing about Arminians storming the throne room.
The throne room of God.
The throne room, yeah. So
Armenian. So we explain. I assume most of our listeners know the difference between an Arminian and an Armenian.
I'm not too sure. About half of our guests on the podcast, when we say Calvinist or Arminian,
that's true.
They think we say Armenian.
Yeah.
So
should you want to fill them in?
Yeah. So Calvinism is more on the side of God being sovereign and electing people to salvation.
People that were born in the country Calvinia.
Correct. And then this is going to make it very clear.
Race of people.
And then Armenians are from the country of Armenia.
Right. But there's also Armenians who are people that believe things that a guy named Jacobus said.
Armenians are more on the free will side of the predestination debate.
Right.
You
and there's a guy
or not.
There's a guy named Jacobus Arminius.
Hey.
What?
Good job. I'm just proud of you.
I just played them.
That was awesome. It's just a character. It's just totally just a character. So anyway, we did this article about the Arminians and
Calvinists.
And Judith was not happy about this, and she sent us some hate mail. So she says, "You call yourself Christians, but wear your racism with pride. The antithesis of being a Christian. By the way, dum-dums."
I love dum-dums. I don't get called that anymore.
The Arminians were the moderates, and the Gomerians were the conservatives. So you got that backward. The Arminians did not attack the Capitol.
What are Gomerians?
But then you think your code words for white is right are really clever, but they are just plain obnoxious, not funny. Anyone with half a brain can see your color chart for privilege is monotone.
Monotone? Isn't that a sound?
So she's weaving in a second Babylon Bee article where we said that Biden released the color chart for giving aid to businesses, and it's the different skin tones that determines how much money you get.
Okay.
And so she then transitions, not in a sexual way,
monotone,
but in a literary
What's that
way.
mean, it's monotone? That feels deeper than I can perceive.
I'm thinking maybe she meant tone deaf.
Tone deaf. Monotone.
That's not the same thing.
That's not.
But I think I'm wondering maybe that's what she thought she was saying.
Tone, that's not color. Tone deaf is sound.
Monotone. But monotone is sound too.
Yeah, I've only heard monotone in reference to sound. It's maybe you could. There is tone of color, I think. Is there tone? I think.
You're the artist, man.
There's saturation. There's hue, saturation.
Yeah, color tones.
Yeah, tones. But is monotone a word that references color?
there's monochromatic color.
Yeah, it's monochromatic.
Monochromatic.
So I don't think anything with monochromatic.
Like monotonous.
Anyway, I have no idea what Judith is talking about.
Sorry, Judith. But Gomarians, you don't know that? Gomarians? Is that something from...
I don't know what a Gomarian is.
Is that from Borat?
Oh, so maybe she's smarter than we are.
Or from The Mandalorian?
Sodom and Gomorrah maybe is what she's talking about?
No, so the opponents...
But Armenians were in Sodom and Gomorrah too?
It's a theological term. The opponents of the Armenians were the Gomarians, named after the theologian F. Gomaras.
Wait a minute, does she know more theology?
She knows more than we do.
Yeah. So she knew what we were talking about.
But I don't know what she's mad about still.
Yeah, I still have no idea what she's mad about.
So...
The Armenians are the moderates, and the Gomarians were the conservatives. You got that backward.
So Gomaras...
The Armenians did not attack the capital. But we never said they attacked the capital. They attacked the throne room of God, right?
I'm so confused. So the Gomarians were Calvinists, according to Google. So she says the Armenians were moderates, the Gomarians were conservatives? Oh, so she's saying...
Maybe she just didn't get the joke.
She didn't, but I think she's saying, like, in the past, Armenians were moderates. Gomarians, which are Calvinists, were the conservative ones. Oh, so they would have been the one to attack the throne.
Capital.
But it's a whole joke as a play on the word election. And the Marines are mad about election.
It's a stupider joke than she thinks it is.
I think she's giving us too much credit when she read our joke.
Right.
Okay.
That'll be it.
Well, if you guys like hate mail, we're going to go into our subscriber portion where we're going to read some hate mail.
Bonus hate mail.
I'm going to talk about my trip to Michigan where I met with the other Babylon Bee owners and we had a good time. And we are going to do some mailbag and we are going to read some headlines from subscribers. If you want to join the subscriber lounge, you got to subscribe.
Indeed.
Thanks for joining us this week, everybody.
Thank you for joining us.
And remember, scream at the sky.
Weep uncontrollably for 4 years straight.
Coming up next for Babylon Bee subscribers.
I rail on Kyle every
time
day,
I tell it identifies as a joke or a Chick-fil-A joke, and he's just like, another Chick-fil-A joke. I think if you need a pastor, do we want to hire a staff pastor?
You need a pastor.
Like we just have a guy sitting over there. It's our staff pastor.
He's our spiritual advisor. You folks are completely funked in the head, or you are committing, aiding, and abetting treason. Biden most popular? Who the funk do you think you are kidding? Keep your eyes on the ball, a-holes.
Enjoying this hard-hitting interview? Become a Babylon Bee subscriber to hear the rest of this conversation. Go to babylonbee.com/plans for full-length, ad-free podcasts. Kyle and Ethan would like to thank Seth Dillon for paying the bills, Adam Ford for creating their job, the other writers for tirelessly pitching headlines, the subscribers, and you, the listener. Until next time, this is Dave D'Andrea, the voice of the Babylon Bee.